We're less than 2 days away, and this will be the fourth road game for the Jackson State Tigers against Texas State, in which we're going to see exactly what Jackson State is going to be able to do against these guys. We watched, there's some film out there that I've been checking out as far as Texas State and the two opponents that they played thus far with Baylor and the University of Texas San Antonio, and just trying to get a feel of exactly what they're going to do or what we can expect them to do against Jackson State in this game. One thing I say is this: the Tigers is definitely going to need to make sure that they come out there hungry, aggressive, and ready to get after it as soon as that ball is kicked off, depending upon if they got the ball first or they're on defense first. They got to go after it. They got to go ahead and set the tone immediately. And, looking at everything that, Texas State like to do, we're going to talk about how Jackson State can actually get this W in this game right after this. Favorite coach back at it again. 10 toes down, about to tell you how it all went down. This is Tomorrow Leader Sports Network with your host, Coach Walker. If you're new to the channel, please like, share, subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you can get all upcoming videos. For all my leaders out there, welcome back. Y'all know the drill. Y'all know the routine. If you haven't done so already, please like, comment, and share these videos. And tap in a friend or two and tell them to come on in. It's nothing but positive vibes. We're just having a good time talking about HBCU sports. And don't forget, you can follow us on all social media platforms. The links are listed down below in the description. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and jump on in this thing, because I know you're like, Coach, what in the world are you seeing from a standpoint of what Jackson State needs to do against Texas State to get this W in this game? I'm going to tell you right now, this is going to be a four-quarter brawl. You heard me. Four-quarter brawl in which Jackson State is going to have to come out there and they're going to have to set the table immediately on the offensive and defensive side of the ball. They're going to have to keep their heads on the swivel, because what Texas State is going to do, they're going to come out there in a 3 or 4-man front. They're going to send extra bodies at them all game long. They may try to bait Jackson State in some instances where they show an overload and then they back one guy out and they have them come off the edge as far as the pressure. That's where we've seen a lot of this happen in film as far as what Texas State did against the University of Texas San Antonio and Baylor. But one thing they also love to do is they love to send that pressure up the middle as well. The University of Texas San Antonio, they actually hit them in the spaces where when they were sending the extra men across the line of scrimmage, they was just dinking and dumping to those receivers or the running back that was in those extra spaces, allowing them to just get chunks of yards here and there. It didn't have to be real big gains, but they just kept moving the chains to keep moving the ball down the field. Now, I'll say this. The key to the game this weekend for Texas State, they're going to look to try to disrupt everything that's going on with the Jackson State Tigers offense. They know for certain that they're going to watch Moultrie and Irv Mulligan. They ain't so going to be paying attention to them running the ball, and they're going to try to slow them down and keep them from, doing their thing out there on the field. But on the other side of the ball, as far as on the defensive side of the ball, Peppers, Williams, Thompson, and the other defensive linemen, they got to play on Texas State's side of the ball. The offensive linemen, y'all got to play on the defensive side of the ball for Texas State. Y'all cannot let them guys get off. I look at a couple of their linemen over there. I think it was 91, 94, and 91, 94, and maybe 95. 94 is the most aggressive one. You're gonna hear me talk about this young man again later on in this video, in which he's the most aggressive one out of all of them. But the one thing that I saw happen, if you double team their behinds, they don't fight off the blocks. They get off early, but once you get the wearing on them, all of that is slowing down, because the University of Texas San Antonio sat there and watched that big fella, gave him the blues, and it just slowed him down all of a sudden. And the middle of the field started opening up because you had Texas State. They blitzing off the edges. And then if they try to come up the middle, you had a fullback or you had a pulling lineman that was able to go ahead and neutralize that linebacker to allow that running back to run the ball and, again, hit him for chunks of yards. Now, as I'm going to show you guys here, I got this here clip where I was looking at one of the plays where you saw Texas State number 21, Ish Mahadi. He ended up taking one to the house against Baylor. I believe it was Baylor. He took it to the house on them because everybody was out of alignment. Jackson State defensive line, y'all got to make sure that y'all maintain your gaps, and understand your assignments. You can't come out there guessing and wanting to free ball and do things the way you want to do them, because This young man, had he did one or two things, either A, he could have lined up where he was at and came across the, he could have lined up in the B gap, came across that guard, the offensive guard's face, and went back and got into that A gap to where now you have that running back running up the back of his lineman, which is slowing him down, which would allow the Baylor linebacker to come in there and make the tackle, in which that didn't happen. He lined up in the B gap, went through B gap, and guess what Mr. Mahadi did? He went through the A gap and took that bad boy to the house. So that's something that you got to pay attention to, is looking at how they have everything structured as far as with their offense. You're going to see a lot of movement on that offense. You're going to see I think it's number 1 and number 21. You're going to see them moving around a lot. You're going to see the tight end going in motion. A lot of times when the tight end go in motion, he 9 times out of 10 is going to be that lead block that's trying to spring that running back to get, get up the field and get those yards. So Jackson State definitely got to pay attention to that as well. Now, same play that Mahadi, number 21, scored a touchdown on, and I do apologize, sir, if I messed up your name, Mr. Ish, I do apologize. But and I just want to put that out there because I want to be like, dang man, you chopping up my name, coach, get it together. I apologize if I am brutalizing your name. It's not on purpose. At that play, they can actually, Texas State can do like multiple things out of that play. As you see here, this one play that they ran, you saw where 21, he caught the touchdown pass, right? He comes out the backfield. He just leaks out the backfield. Quarterback throws it to him wide open because the defensive back or the linebacker wasn't able to get over there to cover him in the manner which you're supposed to. That's number 1. Number 2, the quarterback can RPO that play and then take off with it if he need to. Number 3, he can hit the other running back that's going in motion or hit the receiver that's going in motion to the opposite side of the field. He can hit him on a flare pass or allow him to leak up the field and dump the ball to him. Number 4, you got the tight end sitting right here, in which he can run a seam, dump the ball to the seam, but it's going to be kind of hard for him to hit that seam route because you have the defensive linebacker or defensive back that's making sure that linebacker is covered. Excuse me, not linebacker, but that tight end is covered to keep him from getting up the field. And then number 5, you got the other guy, you got the other receiver on the end, in which he's doing he's on a slant. So if by chance you can get that ball to him on a slant, there you go. You got multiple ways that you can go ahead and neutralize the defense based off of that formation. So that's something as well that Jackson State has to pay attention to, the different options that they may have available, options they being Texas State may have open to them for them to, run plays against the Jackson State Tigers defense. If I didn't state it, also you got to pay attention to number 7, the quarterback, Finley, who has no problem with riding that ball up into the belly of that running back, pulling it out on the RPO, keeping it himself, and take off with it. So, again, there's a lot of different things that they can do in this play, in this formation. So I'm just saying, Jackson State, there's a lot of things they got to pay attention to. Matter of fact, I think what ended up happening was on one play, they ran the exact same formation, and the quarterback was dead to rights in the backfield. Unfortunately, the defense was not able to sack him. What happened? That receiver came open, wide open, down there in the end zone by himself, where the quarterback was able to throw the ball down there to him for him to score. Now, on the defensive side for Texas State, Jackson State offensive line, you got to pay attention to the defensive ends lining up in a wide 9. They love to run a 3-man front. They'll disguise it as a 4. If it's disguised as a 4, what they'll do is they'll have that outside backer sitting out there on the edge in a wide 9 position, which they're looking to come up the field and just disrupt everything. If the offensive tackles get up out their stance late, that defensive lineman or that linebacker is going to beat them off the ball, which they're going to be in the backfield disrupting everything. So you got to be mentally focused as far as what needs to be done in this game from a protection standpoint. Now, I'll say this. Another thing to keep in mind is this. The running back, Moultrie and Mulligan, and anybody else that's in that running back group that's going to be running the ball this weekend, make sure you cover up that ball. They're going to be looking to try to snatch that ball out your pocket, out your hands. When you get up in those bunches, they're going to be trying to take the ball from you. Fall down to the ground on the ball and make sure that they don't get it from you. All right, same thing with the receivers. They're going to be looking to try to take that ball from you. Rico Powers, they know that you are the speed receiver out there on the field, so they're going to be trying to use that sideline to go ahead, bump you out, try to edge you out to keep you from getting up that sideline on their behinds to go ahead and tear the top off their daggone defense. So One thing everybody got to understand, when they run that 3-5-3, you got to find those gaping holes that's going to be in their defense where you can just sit down and allow Jason Brown to throw the ball to you, for you to get your catches. These are just the little things that you got to pay attention to. Like I stated before, running backs, when you run that ball, make sure it's one cut and go. There's no sitting out there dancing around this thing. If you're going to hit that bad boy, get downhill and go, you got to go. You cannot sit and play with these guys. I think it's 0, 3, and number 8 for Texas State. They are the ones that's going to be coming off those edges, and they're looking to seal the edge. They will come up the field maybe 2 or 3 yards and just sit there, and then turn their bodies inside, looking at you to just like, come on to me, because I'm about to catch you. Just come on. I got you. Don't even worry about it. Just come on. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be sitting there waiting on you. So these are some of the things that you guys got to pay attention to as well out there on the field. If by chance Jackson State is able to do a little bit of zone blocking in their schemes this week, or pull a guard from left to right, or better yet, pull a tackle from left to right for them to go ahead and add extra blockers to, either side of the field, that's going to allow them to spring those running backs to get up the field and go, that's going to be a great rest. That's going to be something great to add into the recipe for them to possibly get this win in this game. Jason Brown, you got to be smart with the ball. You can't sit there. You can't sit in the pocket and just, sling the ball wherever you want to sling it to. If it's not there and you're able to take off, take what they give to you. Do not sit there in that pocket and start just slinging that ball all over the place. Trust me, there's going to be a lot. There's going to be guys that's going to be trying to spy on you to see what you're going to do. And not only that, but I did speak about the delay on the blitz. They love to blitz, and then they'll show the blitz, and then they'll pull him out, and then they'll send him. So a lot of times you'll see that guy get delayed, and then he'll go. Basically, what they're looking to do is try to get that offensive lineman, or get those offensive linemen to overcommit to another defender out there to block, and then they just send additional bodies in there to just disrupt everything. So those are the little things you got to pay attention to out there on the field as well. Like I stated, this is going to be a great chess match to sit and watch with these young men out there on the field. Like I stated before, it's going to be a lot of, I honestly feel Jackson State is going to have to come into this game and be ready to just make adjustments as they go based on what they're seeing. And if by chance they're able to catch Texas State in, a defense or a particular offense where a particular defensive formation or offensive formation that they can take advantage of and just beat them as far as the one-on-ones out there on the field, just whoop they behinds off the ball, Jackson State's going to be in control to go ahead and do what they need to do in this game. Like I said, Jackson State have the linemen up front to get after it in this game, and definitely if they do just that, it's going to be a long day for Texas State, and they're going to sit there and say, wait a minute, we did not expect Jackson State to come in here and do this to us. 91, Tavion Coleman, 95, Terry Webb, and 94, Cameron Washington. Those are the three that you normally see on that Texas State defensive front. And if they go to a 4, you'll see number 90 out there as well. But 94, I believe I stated that earlier, he is the one that comes off the ball as just the most aggressive one that I've seen get off the ball for that team. And like I said before, you put a double team on him, or that offensive lineman is able to deal with him one-on-one and just whoop him, he gonna shut down. He's gonna shut down. And like I said, number 0, Holloway, Foster Jr., number 3, number 8, Revels, they're gonna come out there and play lights out like their hair is on fire. So understand those are your D ends as well as your linebackers. They're coming to just disrupt everything in this game. So as I stated previously, it's going to be a hat on a hat in this game. Texas State is going to look to just throw any and everything they can at Jackson State to get them disorganized as far as the plays that they're calling, the assignments that the linemen got to keep, as well as the running backs and the tight ends. I honestly feel in this game that Jency and Stevens, they're going to be a big part of the game plan for what Jackson State is looking to do to move the ball down the field. I also feel that if they get Jency in a mismatch with one of those linebackers out there on the field, I honestly feel Jency may be he may have a mismatch, that goes in his favor out there as well. And I also think that with Stevens out there on the field blocking as well as catching passes this week, I think that's going to be something great as well, because putting them big bodies on those guys, on those edges, wearing them down, that's going to be a problem. Nobody's going to be able to deal with that for 4 quarters. If Jackson State is able to stay in this game with Texas State and this bad boy is close, come the 4th quarter, I honestly believe Jackson State will very well pull off with this game. This ain't going to be no blowout. This not going to be a walk away. The only way this game will turn into a blowout is if, by chance, Jackson State or Texas State just come out there and just fumble the ball all over the field and nobody is doing what they need to do, which is maintaining their assignments. Defensive backs for Jackson State, you got to make sure that you're manning up those wide receivers because they got a couple of wide receivers out there that can catch the ball. They haven't really tore the top off a lot of defenses as far as catching, big yards, having big games as far as with a lot of yards in the game. But they do have some playmakers that's out there that's at the wide receiver position as well. So that's something that Jackson State defensive backs got to keep in mind. Like I stated, Texas State, they are a run-heavy team. Looking at what they've done in the past 2 games, I think in the past 2 games, I think they may have ran the ball 50-something, 54, 55 times. I'll show it to you here. And then also, I believe they've thrown the ball, I think maybe 30, maybe 40 times. So, looking at what they're doing, they're able to. Their thing is they love to run the ball. They love to run the ball to try to chew up the clock. So that's going to be something that definitely going to need to take a look into it. And they just very well may try to be a little more balanced in this game to try and see, what they can do from a passing standpoint, throwing the ball to the receivers out there to see if they can catch the Jackson State Tigers defensive back slipping. So Huggins and K5 and Guthrie and who else? I'm forgetting somebody else that's back there. You guys got to, like I said, heads on a swivel, make sure you handle your business. But guys, like I said before, I honestly believe it's going to be a close game. I think the score is going to be like 24-20. I believe, you know what? I honestly feel Jackson State could very well come in this game and get this win. I'm just going to put it out there like that. You know what? I'm going to rock with them. I'm going to rock with Jackson State, say they're going to get this W in this game today, this game Saturday. I know there's a lot of folks out there that's waiting to see their downfall as far as them not being able to win the game. But you know what? I'm going to go with them. I'm going to go with them because we rocking with the HBCUs. Like I said, 9 times out of 10, it's kind of like the same way when I would go out of town, take the team, go out of town and play. If everybody from Georgia was in Florida playing, then everybody rooted for the Florida. Everybody from Georgia would root for the Georgia team. And if and in this instance right here, I'm going to root for the HBCU team. So 24-20, I'm say JSU get this thing. But guys, Coach going to go ahead and get up on out this thing. But until next time, be the one and lead.